Hari Om. Today we are taking up the second mantra of section 1 of chapter 3 of Mundaka. Mantra reads, Samane vrikshe purusho nimagno anishaya shojati muhyamana jushtam yada pashyati anyamisham asahyamahinamadi vidashoka. This is the stanza of the mantra of the Upanishad. The literal meaning of the mantra is, seated on the very same tree along with him, the other bird, one of them, meaning the second one, the ego drowned in ignorance and deluded, grieves his helplessness. He is aggrieved by his own helplessness. But when he sees the other, the Lord, the worshipful, and his glory, he becomes free from dejection. This is the literal meaning of that mantra. Now let's see the explanation a bit. The Shruti had briefly indicated to us what the two birds stand for. The ego-centered person is the supreme awareness expressed through the mental convulsions and intellectual agitations in man. This bird is representing Jivatma, that is, the one who entertains the doership and enjoyership, occupying a body, mind, intellect equipment under heavy load of ignorance, desire, thirst for fruits of karma, etc. And he sinks down almost and drowns like a what shall I say, a bottle gourd in the waters of the sea. He is so disturbed in his mind, he is so agitated, so much desire-laden mind he has got, and therefore by the sheer weight of his mind he drowns in ignorance. Not only that, as of now he is absolutely convinced beyond doubt that the body or the mind or the intellect is a supreme self, and thinks that he is the son, he is the grandson, or he is a great grandson, he is lean, he is stout, he is enjoying, he is suffering, he is being honored, he is being dishonored. And to him, there is none beyond the body, the mind and the intellect. That's the end of it. Therefore, naturally, he will be gaining or losing. He is elated by the gain and depleted by the loss. Continuous gain, continuous loss. Intermittent gain, intermittent loss. And he therefore feels helpless against his sufferings. And he cries out, "Oh, I lost my father, I lost my mother, I lost my son, I lost my wife, I lost my business, I lost my money." Where is the God? Which God? What God? His mind works in that fashion. Naturally, when a man is suffering, what idea can come to him except this? So this tragic experience happened to him not only in this life, in every episode of his life. This birth, next birth, the birth thereafter, ad infinitum. The only silver lining is that he has been used to this suffering. But that's a negative, what shall I say, consolation. But as time passes by, births and births pass by, due to his constant observation of his fellow traveler, who is not affected in any situations or happenings, he is completely renounced with absolute control over the internal and external senses, and with his mind concentrated, and is not subject to the bondages of samsara. He is having direct, constant contact with such a person as his fellowship, as his friend. The other bird, the friend bird, the transformer bird, though he also got a BMI equipment, he refuses to identify with any of those, unlike the second bird. He does not consider any of the Upadhis to be him. He always says, this Upadhi is mine. This mind is mine. This body is mine. This intellect is mine. He never says, I am the body, I am the mind, I am the intellect. And he understands that he is the reality, but not the BMI, which are only manifestations of the reality. Due to this satsang with him, of such a great man of realization, the first bird, the man of realization. And he's having a second bird, is having a satsang with the first bird, in the company of the first bird. The ego bird slowly gets transformed, and his ego is gracefully dropped off from his system in course of time. How does this drop? It drops because of the constant effort of the bird to first understand what the reality is, and then to retrograde his steps back from what he has been acting upon. The mind functions through the 5 organs of perception. Isn't it? Your mind, who today you are considering as me, is functioning through 5 organs of perception. When the mind is controlled, the senses are controlled. The sense organs are the platforms on which the mind functions, and the sense organs can function only when the mind enlivens them. Think. Now when I say I am seeing, you saw something and now you say I am seeing. What exactly happens in me? Think. The mind, my mind, thrilled by the consciousness functioning through it, the power functioning through it, the energy functioning through it, enter into the sense organs, for example the eye, and watches an object. Then we generally say, I saw with my own eyes. I swear, I saw with my own eyes. Really? You saw with your eyes? Yes, I saw with my eyes. Now, where was the object you saw with your eyes? That object was on the ground just outside my window. There was a playing ground outside the window, so it was just outside the window. I saw it through my own eyes, with my own eyes. So if the window was shut, could you have seen the object? No. So when the window was opened, you saw the object. With the window or through the window? The object outside you saw, it agreed. And it was outside the window. Window is shut, you cannot see the object. Now the window is open, I saw the object. You saw the object with the window or through the window? Hey, through the window. What a stupid question to ask. Through the window, how can I see with the window? So, the mind saw with your eyes or through your eyes. The eyes is not the seer. There is a seer inside behind the eyes. And that seer has seen through the eyes or with your eyes. Yes, I think I saw through my eyes. Very good. Therefore, it can be scientifically concluded that the seer is not the eye. It is not the eyes that has seen. There is a seer other than the eye who saw this. The seer is someone other than the eye. There is an eye behind the eye, to be more poetic, or an eye of the eye, as Upanishads describe them as. In Upanishads, indication of the Brahman is given like this. It is eye of the eye, ear of the ear, nose of the nose, tongue of the tongue, skin of the skin. How else will you make the boy understand? None of these sense organs have got life in them to understand the world of objects, emotions and thoughts. Objects, not emotions and thoughts, objects. So these objects are enlivened. These objects come to my knowledge through my mind, by my mind through the equipments. Is it not? So there is a seer behind the sense organs. So we now conclude that the mind is a seer. Now who gave the mind that power to see? There is another seer behind the mind. So the seer behind the seer, and therefore ultimately the rishis say, seek the seer, not the seen. Thus the sense organs by themselves cannot move unless it is invigorated by the supreme power through mind or intellect. The supreme self enlivening the sense organs is also not the seer, taster, toucher, smeller or hearer. The organs themselves are also not the doer. Think. The energy that is enlivening the sense organs is not seeing. It is only enlivens. The organs by themselves cannot see. Therefore, what is it that in you, whom you can say that he is seeing? Who is that he, the seer in you? You get a feeling that I am seeing, isn't it? You get a feeling that I am seeing. Who generates that feeling in you? The moment you say I am seeing, there is a doership. Then when you see, you enjoy that. There is an enjoyership. But the moment you concede that you have seen, then you become the doer, you become the enjoyer, then the drama starts. I want to see more, or I don't want to see this. I want to see something else. The moment you decide that you are the seer, there the drama starts. Now who starts this drama? Who is the seer? Who is the real seer in you? Not the body, not the mind, not the intellect, not the objects, not the emotions, not the thoughts. The body themselves cannot enliven. The objects themselves cannot enliven. The energy that is put through this is not the seer. He doesn't have the doership. He doesn't have the enjoyership. Because under a bulb, there can be a marriage solemnizing, or there can be a funeral ceremony sermonized. The energy is not affected. Therefore, the energy that is conveyed to the body, mind and intellect and goes out to the objects, emotions and thoughts through the sense organs also is not the seer. So who is the seer? The seer is an imaginary feeling in you that I am perceiving. The perceiver, the feeler, the thinker. So it is the perceiver or the feeler or the thinker which is stationed in between objects, emotions and thoughts and body, mind and intellect. So the perceiver, feeler and thinker is the experiencer in you. They carry out all the functions of seeing, tasting, smelling, touching, hearing. This perceiver, feeler, thinker is a poisonous ego. It is that which creates the ego in you. Seeing is not bad. The feeling that generated in your mind that I have seen is the poisonous ego, the villain of the piece. And each one of us, the vanity of feeling that I am the doer, I am the enjoyer, the vanity that I am the enjoyer and I am the doer is called individuality or the Jivatma. This Jivatma is the feeler, thinker and enjoyer. Feeler, thinker and perceiver, feeler and thinker. It is nothing but this vanity bag. The sooner you drop it, the safer you are. Various false notions, wrong values, attachments, lust, greed, anger, passion, fear, despair, and a little bit of kindness, goodwill, love, small, naam ka vaste, is also in that bag, which also creates an ego for you. I have this much of love with me. How much of hatred you have, you will never declare. But you will only declare when you come from abroad to the customs. Only what is permitted to be imported you declare. What is not permitted you won't declare. So your vanity bag contains most of the items which are not permitted. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Malsarya, all Shadvairis are there in huge quantities, and now and here one small packet of love, small packet of kindness. It is this vanity bag consisting of these qualities, Arishad Vairis and your other good qualities, together is called ego. These negative qualities and tendencies are stored in this vanity bag as essential condiments of happiness en route your journey of life. We think they are required. Let it be with us. A bit of hatred, a bit of jealousy, a bit of anger. These are all required sometimes in life, you see. Oh, let it be with me. For what? For what are you carrying all this? What is your goal in life? Hey, goal in life you don't know. It is absolute. It is happiness. It is for happiness that I am searching for. I am running around for happiness. And because I want happiness, I am carrying all these forces in me. These condiments with me. And that constitutes your ego. So we are ourselves when we realize that we ourselves is that absolute bliss. Where is a need to store these hazardous ingredients in your vanity bag of ego? Isn't it? Lack of adequate knowledge, otherwise known as avidya or ignorance, is a root cause for this tragic existence of misery amidst plenty. A dog gnawing at a bone enjoys it more and more, not because there is any meat in that bone. There is no meat in that bone, but the dog enjoys. It is because the sharp ends of the bone scratching the lips and tongue of the dog and its inner mouth draws out its own blood. And the dog sucks it and feels that the enjoyment of that blood is from the bone. Thereafter, its mouth gets lacerated and it cannot eat for days together. Think. Yes, a dog can perhaps do this. But why should we? Just think. The antidote for this ignorance is knowledge and knowledge alone. Tamaso va jyotirgamaya. So when proper knowledge dawns, ere long, the ignorance vanishes silently. And thereafter, the lashings and thrashings of the world do not create even an iota of disturbance in our life. When you thus come face to face with reality and its manifestations or vibhuti in the light of right understanding, the Jivatman becomes freed from sorrow. His vanity bag has been dropped. The ego bag has been dropped. The moment you see face to face the real situation. Yada pashyantya amisham asya mahimanam iti vidashogam. This is the message that the Rishi is giving to us today in the second mantra. Let us see what we have in store in the third mantra. Tomorrow we will see. Hari Om to all of you.